possible. Rob, could you have asked any more of your players today?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you know, all week we've spoken about putting ourselves in a bit of a bubble and making sure that the week was all about this game that happened here today, not get the distractions of other performances and other things happen that we had to worry about what else happened. And I don't think we could have done much more. I think first half, first half to be true, we weren't at our best, but we weren't going to be in this kind of a game, I don't think, with the scenarios as they were. And to be fair to Sale, you know, they had a lot to play for as well. Initially in the game, and I thought we handled most of that very well, and obviously we've come through it, and as happens in these games, when you get your opportunity to start accelerating the score, you have to take it. We did that well, and cool. From where I was sat with 20 minutes to go, it was pretty exciting, you know. I think we were just about ahead, and then, you know, I think things have got away from us elsewhere, but I couldn't have asked any more of our players today. I mean, it was a great game of rugby, wasn't it, at this end of the season. It's been a great day for Premiership rugby in a lot of ways, being so tight. And for me, you know, it's been a great season in what I think in, I don't know, several of the last seasons, but the amount of points we've got would have got us in the top four. So, you know, we're getting there, and it's all very positive from my end.
Just going to say, are you able to sum up the season as a whole at this stage?
Oh, I think we've just taken some great steps forward, probably in our consistency, and I think the big foundation for that has been our home form. You know, we've lost 2 Premiership games here, but you know, one was to Leicester by 4 points, and then a bit of a weird game against Gloucester where we lost by a point, and that's it. You know, and that's a great foundation for you to be able to build on as a club. You know, these supporters now are getting used to coming here and watching us win, and not just watching us win, but watching us play well. Away from home, there's only been one game where we haven't taken at least a losing bonus point. So you know, we've been tough across the whole year. We were good through the European competition, and winning over in Connacht was a great performance from us, especially at the time of year that it was. You know, getting to the OV final again with a complete change-up group of players. You know, they're kind of really good markers for us. And what we've got to do, and what my job's going to be, is that we don't draw breath too much for this pre-season period, and we use the lessons we've learnt this year going forward.
Were you keeping tabs on the other games?
Yeah, well, you just couldn't not do. I mean, we couldn't not do really. I mean, like I say, with 20 minutes to go, well, half time, you know, Northampton winning was keeping things exciting. With about 20 minutes to go, I think we banged a try and that just about put us in the lead for about 3 minutes, and then obviously the scores changed. But that wasn't really the issue for me. The issue was always going to be how we turned up and played today. I thought we dealt with the occasion very well. You know, like I said, a bit nervy in the first half, but as the game grew, we grew. And I think, you know, what did we do? We gave ourselves a great opportunity, didn't we? And we've come up short, but I've not got any regrets about this season. You know, there are other things I'd do differently, of course there are, but I've learned some great lessons as a coach. I know the players have learned some great lessons, and that's great for us. That means hopefully we'll be better next year.
Say no regrets, not even not beating Leicester here when you were all over them.
Yeah, but the trouble is, it's a bit like life, isn't it? You know, you can look back. You know, your wins and your losses define you as a team, and I think what you'll find is that, you know, I'm a big believer in if you win one game, do you win the next game? You don't know how the mentality of your team change, and often we've come away from maybe some poor performances by learning a couple of real tough lessons, and different players have played in those games and they've learnt from them, and then, you know, you suddenly bounce through and you've developed and you've moved on. So you can't regret those periods you have to go through. It's a little bit like this block at the end of the season. You know, we didn't perform as well as I know we could have done at Gloucester. We didn't perform as well as I know we could have done at Wasps. But then look how we finished the season with the 2 performances, because we kind of learn what we actually have to bring into at this time of year to win those kind of games. But we had to go through that. And going through it and then being able to deal with it in the next 2 games is a really important thing for me. And, you know, I could look back on loads of games where we've conceded 2 or 3 soft tries, and we wouldn't have needed another point if we hadn't conceded 2 or 3 soft tries at the end of games we've won, because we'd have built up a bigger score difference. You know, you could look at everything, couldn't you? You could go back and back and back and back, and the truth is I'd much rather focus on all the positives that have happened this year, because a lot of things have been positive. We played some great rugby, we're maturing as a side, we're the right age range as a team moving forward. We've recruited some experience. You know, things are very positive for us. We're starting to build a foundation of a really solid home record. You know, all those kind of things. We've got an expanded stadium, we've got expanded facilities here. You know, the sellout today will have sold God knows how many pints of beer today, and you know, it's all part of the thing. You know, people have come here and had a great day today.
Slade and Nowell will undoubtedly be named on Wednesday in the preliminary squad. Would you expect Ewers and Cowan Dickey to be in the frame as well? I
would think so. I think they were going to be very close. I know Stuart's been very impressed by their recent performances. You know, and I think for me that's the one the one, not worry, the one negative of probably not pushing through to the top 4 is that I think if we'd have got there, we'd have been very competitive in the semi-final, and I think that would have given us another opportunity to showcase a lot of our players in those big games at this time of year, which is the crucial time to be showing your qualities as potentially an international player. And that would be my one regret. But other than that, I think we've got a good group of young players here, and going forward, you know, they're the people who are going to create their opportunities.
How would you sorry, how would you sorry. Like I say, you can't pick other teams for them, can you? You know, Northampton or whatever. I mean, it's just, you know, it's one of those things. Or what?
Well, I mean, the truth is Northampton and Bath have both of them really earned the right to do what they wanted to do in this last time of the season, and I'm not going to criticise them for that, because I mean, the year we got promoted from the Championship, we did it pretty much all through the season. We rotated, we moved things around, we tried different combinations. I mean, we almost, as close as you could do, through 3 games going through that period when we decided to just hit the gym 4 times a week instead of getting out on a rugby pitch in the middle of that season. So I'm not going to criticise people for how they managed their squads through a year when we did to actually get in the, you know, we used that formula to get into the Premiership. So I think they've earned the right. If we earn the right in years going forward, you know, we'll choose a certain way. For me, I'm going to be quite interested to see whether Bath going quite full on as they've done compared to Saints kind of resting. I'm actually interested to see which formula is going to work the best, because I want to see how that works, and I want to see if we're in a similar position, which way is the best way to go. So I've got no problems with what everyone else did. As far as I'm concerned, how a league table ends up has to be completely in your hands, not in anybody else's. And I think, you know, I think we're getting close to achieving that.
How would you characterise Dean Mumm's contribution, Rob? And do you feel that you now have the level of leadership and that energy of leadership to fill the hole?
I think so. I think we can deal with Dean moving on. I mean, but that doesn't play anything detrimental to the way he's been here. You know, personally, I feel kind of privileged to have had 3 years working with him. You know, he's been a great man, which is almost more important to me than his qualities as a player. But he's been a great player as well. I think he's shown a lot of qualities here that embody what the kind of the things we feel. And I can remember, I think the first time I think he'd been in the team the week before for a Premiership game when he first couple of weeks he was here, first couple of months he was here, and we left him out and made some changes going over to our Heineken Cup game over in Leinster. I think it was might have been our first Heineken Cup game over in Leinster, and we left him on. We pushed him down to the bench because we brought Tommy Hayes back in, who was the current captain. And I remember speaking to him saying, "Look, you're down on the bench this week, Dean." And he looked at me and he just said, "Well, you know, I was on the phone actually," and he just said, "I can't understand what your problem is. I fully expect Tommy Hayes to be captain in this side over in Leinster." You know, he would have been a bit disappointed that as a club we didn't view that bringing our club captain back in our first Heineken Cup game away over in Ireland, where Tommy had come from. To him, that was an important thing for us to show that that's how we wanted to behave as a club. And I think those are great qualities that he's had, and they're some of the unseen things that drive a team going forward.